still we celebrate, cause we give new life. And you can never bring your huddle in too tight. You'll appreciate the darkness when you get too light. So my apologies on behalf of astrology.
No, my apologies for these prophetic dreams. And now we turn them to reality. Look, my setbacks is where my past life left at. Therefore my soul's encrypted with more logic and maps. Oh, thank goodness for the graces, they placed me on track. Manifested it, that's why niggas be testing it. New things, I think it's time for due change. If I ain't hot, I'm evolving into blue flames. Most of my old niggas metamorphed into new lames. It's like a vision for switching into those new lanes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am back in the building for another No News, Just Facts podcast or stream or whatever you want to call it. Whatever we're calling it. It doesn't matter. Just know that I'm back in the building for another one of these streams, man. First of all, I just want to say congratulations for getting up in here and watching the stream live. I mean, I know sometimes I stream live, at night, midnight sometimes, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. This is an aura for me. So I feel like a lot of times streaming in the daytime, yeah, that's cool and everything like that. But it's not really like, it's not my aura. It's not my type of ritual, Like I said, streaming in the daytime, I have no problem with doing that. But when you stream in the daytime, I do realize that people are working, people are doing all types of other things besides being on the internet, being on their phone, whatever, what have you. So that's why I like to take the time to stream at night like this, So, if you're like, if it's like something where it's at night or even almost dang near 1, 2 in the morning, it's not that many people awake, Nighttime streams, people eating dinner, people putting their kids to sleep, you could be exercising, doing whatever. So I like to at least do it at night because I feel like, people will be able to, even if they don't catch it live, you can still go back and watch it in the morning or go back and watch it during, exercising or whatever. But before I get into all of the things I'm going to be reacting to and critiquing, please take the time to go to all of the other platforms that I am on, my TikTok, my Instagram. I haven't put anything on my Rumble, but I keep saying I'm going to. I'm going to eventually put some stuff up there that, of course, cannot make it to YouTube, because, they have strict laws on YouTube at times, and that really depreciates the content at times. Like if there's something I really want to react to that's going viral somewhere else, like maybe a World Star or Instagram, I cannot, and it's like not age appropriate for YouTube, which is weird because there are things that end up on YouTube that are not age appropriate, but for some reason, when I react to something that's viral on other platforms, it's not accepted for some reason. I don't know. Maybe those people who are able to put age restricted things on YouTube probably have enough money or are famous enough to where, YouTube can give them some leniency. I don't know. But if you want to find something that is out of the guidelines of YouTube, please go to my Rumble. I'm eventually going to start putting things up there. And if you care enough about the platform, please go ahead and, hit the Cash App if you mess with me, if you rock with me. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. And of course, my Patreon, I will start very soon, putting, more engaging podcast stuff on there. I feel like this year will be that year where I will finally start to put behind the scenes things. I have an aspiration to do more after stream type podcasts where I do this and then I take the time to go ahead and do another 1 or 2 hours, maybe 45 minutes, an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours. Because there are things that don't make it onto streams that I do because I'm trying to hurry up. I think the last time I did a stream that was pretty, pretty long pause was it was 4 hours. It was probably 3 days ago or something like that. 4 days ago, 5 days ago. I don't know, but it was a long podcast. So I want to just get back to those podcasts where I can go and speak on different subjects for a long period of time. And, you know, if you care enough, if you support the machine, if you like what I got going on, you'll get those on Patreon. You'll get like a little bit of it on Rumble as well. And you'll get like, I'll start like making clips for it for TikTok and YouTube just to get, you know, just to get more engagement towards, you know, promoting those at some point. So, excuse me. Wow. With all of that out of the way, we're going to be taking our attention, and I'm going to be going and let me see here. We're going to start with, if I could, going to be starting with, so Chef G and Sleepy Hollow, I guess that's another New York rapper, went to a Trump rally. Trump was in Bronx, New York, I believe. And of course, you know, Donald Trump is always going to get some rapper to show up or, you know, get some rapper to support him. You know, in the past, you know, Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, Lil Pump, you know, but especially to get the black vote, he goes and gets rappers. It's so funny. It's hilarious. I mean, not only rappers, but I believe he's gotten Jim Brown to endorse him. Steve Harvey's endorsed him. Many figures that we have respect for in the community that they, you know, in the black community that, you know, we uplift. You know, maybe not everybody, but a majority of the black community uplifts some of these people who are supporting Donald Trump. You know, he's had various support. Maybe it was paid for support, but it was support nonetheless. You know, if you take the money, you gotta scratch his back. So I believe that's what's going on here. I don't think he's honestly, nah, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save my opinion on that. But let's just take a look at it real quick here.
Rapper Chef G. Does everybody know Chef? Where is Chef G? Where is he? Come on up, fellas. Rapper Sleepy Hollow.
Donald Trump probably don't even know who either of these niggas are. He probably has no idea who these two niggas are. But hey, they're going to endorse me, so I'm going to do my best to, you know, sell them to my crowd, you know?
Come on up here, fellas. How are you, man? Hey. Oh, I like that. I want to get that done.
President Trump. Oh, man. One thing I want to say. One thing I want to say.
They do not know you. They don't know you. His people don't know you, bro. It's crazy.
They always gonna whisper your accomplishments and shout your failures. Trump gonna shout the wins for all of us.
Who is us? When he says us, who does he mean when he says us? Who is us? This man is this man needs a black vote. This man needs a black vote like a father of four in a two-parent household, and he's in the bathroom taking a dookie, needing some tissue. Like this is his way of trying to get the black vote. Like, never mind him being indicted and having all these little trials and getting sued and all that. Never mind that. Let's focus on him getting an endorsement from a rapper. By the way, they got all their chains on, glisten. You know what I'm saying? shining, just looking like a new episode of Boondocks. Like, you almost just can't believe some of this stuff that's going on right now. Ah, man. Gotta give it to him though, man. He's always gonna have a master plan. I can say that, you know, he's more strategic than the guy that's there now, man. I'm just ready for this dude that's there now just to get on, man. He been running for president since 1970, probably even longer than that. Old as hell. Like, we gotta change up the state. We need a young person in the White House, bro. Like, for real. We need like for real young person in the White House. But I mean, then again, I don't even care about politics like that. So I mean, yeah. And then there was another video I seen.
Make America great again.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
They have no idea who either one of y'all are. As long as you down with him, that's all they care about.
Thank you very much. But I like those teeth. I want to find out where you did. I got to get my teeth like that. I want that to happen to me. You're as well as right.
I want that to happen to me, man. If you don't shut the hell, if you don't shut up, man, stop it. You stop it right now. Donald, you stop it right now. Stop that. That's not it, bro. I want me a grill. Oh God. Seriously though. This is another one I want to pay attention to real quick. Hold on. Let me shout out to Dom is live, bro. I want to pay attention to this too. Like I said, he's doing everything he can to let me see if I can like bring this up real quick. See if it'll. He's doing everything to attract the black vote. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, he ain't lying. I mean, I don't really see. You know, at least he's honest about it. That's what he wants. I mean, he might not say it out of his mouth because I mean, it's not the right thing to do. But hey, we see it.
I'm here to watch the Trump gathering rally here.
What do you think about him being here?
I think it's great. I think it's dope. From my generation, from what I know, this is the first time president has actually came to the hood. I know presidents have came to the Bronx before, but we're talking about Woodlawn, Riverdale. He has came to Morrisania, South Bronx, the hood. So
Okay.
I respect that.
What are you here for?
Donald Trump that actually went. So Donald Trump had his rally in the hood. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. So he's actually in the hood. That's interesting. I ain't never heard of a president going to the actual like hood. It's interesting, bro. That's really interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never heard of a president going to the hood. Like no president ever going to the hood for real. Except like probably Bill Clinton, maybe. I don't know. It's probably like the only person I can think of that would be going to the hood. But something interesting here. If this is in the hood, right? Why is it? I mean, I see like you know, maybe like one or two sprinkles of black people, but like it's mostly like, you know, it's mostly what it is. It's mostly what a pro-Trump crowd looks like, you know, and that's it's not saying much because, you know, Donald Trump is from New York, so I would expect like it to be, I don't know, maybe a little bit mixed because he's basically this is home right now, so not necessarily his section right now that he's in, but like overall, he's from New York, so I would expect to be like a little bit of a mixture. But yeah, that man's zooming in on that black vote for real. But yeah, man, let me move on from this. Let me see here. Move on from this. We're gonna go to let's go to this next right here. Hold on. Let me move this back to where it was real quick. Hold on. Really messed this up by doing what I was doing. But yeah, man. Joe Budden is going viral right now for the wrong reason. Going viral right now for the wrong reason. So it says Joe Budden might be on the next Summer Jam stage. That's supposed to be a joke. His ex Esther Baxter and Tahiri accuse him of abuse. Yeah, I mean, I've been following Joe Budden since I was knee high to a grasshopper. I've been following him since I was in high school, like maybe my sophomore year. He has detailed, like, if you really like are somebody who has like seen or heard of, not seen or heard of, but like heard Joe Budden's content, he's always talked about his relationships and always talked about what he did wrong and also what his partner did wrong, the woman in question that he was in a relationship with at the time. So it's not just a thing where like, oh yeah, it's all him. No, he's just, I guess in the past he had like a thing for being in toxic relationships, being with toxic women who are in the same vein, just as toxic as he is. So we're gonna play the video real quick. You know, I'm usually not into like the whole gossip thing, but I mean this is something on this subject. I kind of know it because I'm a listener of Joe Budden's music and or content, you know, relating to his podcast. So let's go ahead. Okay, let me see if I could read what. Let me take my glasses off real quick. What does it say? I can't even see that. What does it say? See if I can zoom in real quick. Zoom in. Can I still say it? Okay, it says we can start by admitting that. Wait, hold on. Start with the picture on Instagram. So it says Tahiri, Sin, Caitlin, Yaris, Sharina, Audalie, Esther. I'm assuming these are all of Joe Budden's exes that he's been involved with. Okay. Now it says we can start by admitting, and I really can't see that. That's how you know I'm old. We can start by admitting that the storyline was made up by the three of us and meant to go smooth, but the camera lights got too hot, the egos flared, and knives got stabbed through unsevered backs, specifically mine, but I'm an emotionally intelligent woman and can understand why a dog eats dog in that environment, especially when checks are involved. But at this big age, let's stand on truth. We were never the ones at odds, truthfully. Oftentimes, women unfortunately fall victim to playing the effed up hand that they're dealt in order to keep their lights on. That's all I'm going to read from that. Let's keep going. So this is from the account of Rocky for real, which I would assume is Rocky Thunder, who has in the past been like friends with Joe Budden and also been part of times of drama and chaos involving herself with him and just creating her own rendition of drama. And this is not me deriding Joe Budden or anything like that, but just from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like. Okay, it says, neither side needs to drag me into this. Please and thank you. I be in my own little world, minding my own damn business. See, people like, why even name somebody? Like, come on now, stop playing with my peace. Exactly. Whatever went on, why would somebody want to trigger whatever was going on to come back out and gain a reaction from somebody? Why do people do that? Why are people like that? Why can't you leave a door shut? Why can't the door just be shut? Why must drama ensue? Right? Whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, why can't you just let it go? I haven't heard anything about Joe Budden up until this very point when he started talking about the Diddy stuff. Isn't that interesting? Joe Budden talks nothing about or says anything about his exes. And now all of a sudden, somebody who is from a past part of his life wants to start drama yet again when y'all are all old. Like, this is just like what I said with Shannon Sharp and Shaq. Like, y'all are old. Who's really sitting up here and really navigating to a negative old behavior and still like stewing in that at an old age, like at an older age. I'm not trying to put older age on people, but like, come on now. Are we supposed to live in negativity in our 30s and our 40s? Like, bro, that is disgusting. It's a sickness. It's a disease. It's a disease to think like that and just live for drama. Why?
Y'all can't be serious.
Yeah, I'm definitely not playing that. Definitely not. I'm avoiding that. She's talking and she got music going. I really don't want to hear the music. I'm trying to avoid all of that right now. I don't know what she's saying.
I did when it mattered. I did at the time, and people called me a liar. Not only did people call me a liar, but
Matter of fact, I'm just gonna like mute the desktop real quick just to hear what she said. Hold on. Oh. Okay. So from what I gather from what she's saying here is like when I was saying what I was saying about me about me being in you know in the relationship with Joe, When I was saying the stuff I was saying, I was in interviews saying stuff about Joe. You didn't want to believe me. You didn't want to da 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 this, that, and the third, right? Why is it later, when I'm not in the relationship with him anymore? I'm on my, I'm doing my own thing. I'm not worried about him. He's obviously not worried about me. Does this Rocky Thunder woman now all of a sudden want to speak about something that when I was saying it in that time, in that moment, you wasn't even trying to hear me. That's the thing we call being fake, people. We call it being fake. That's what was going on there. She was being fake. This Rocky Thunder woman, who I believe was one of Joe's friends, wasn't trying to hear what she was trying to say in the past, and now all of a sudden she wants to like do this woman empowerment stuff with all of Joe's exes, which is just weird because all these women be minding their own business. What makes you just want to go on a slander and drag Joe Budden through the mud tour? I don't get that. I don't understand that. Anyway, let me play it. Of course, like I said, it has copywritten music, so y'all not gonna be able to hear it.
Trying to act like it there now, okay? I don't fuck with a lot of people, and these people know that. Don't put my name on any more lists. I don't want to be associated with any of this stuff. It is triggering. It's triggering to have to be constantly tied to something that not only you had to go through, you went through in your life that was forever changing, but you also have to relive it over and over and over again because somebody is constantly talking about it.
Bringing it back up, yeah.
But
yeah.
You weren't believed when you were brave enough to say something.
Huh.
Don't put me on any more lists. Thanks.
Wow.
And if you're an abuser, you should just totally sit this one out. It's not your season, okay? Shut the fuck up. Sit down.
Oh, she talking about Rocky.
Shh.
Talking about Rocky. P.S. That woman isn't lying. See how easy that was? So what she's saying is Rocky's not lying. It's just maybe it's the messenger who's saying it that is what's getting on her nerves. It's not that it's allegedly whatever is being said is true, but I guess she just doesn't like the person who's saying it. Okay. We see here. So, I mean, like I said, I've heard Joe Budden spoke about those times, and it was those relationships were toxic relationships, and then also on top of that, he was doing like mad drugs. I think that was a time when he was doing mad drugs too, popping pills and all of that. So I mean, we add that and tack that on to the toxicity, whether it be him, whether it be the other woman in the relationship. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. So yeah, gonna be moving on from that. See what we got next. See what we got next. Dating in 2024. See here. Hold on. Dating in 2024. Women are getting together and analyzing text messages. What in the high? Okay, let's see what we got here.
So today was giving bare fucking minimum. Good morning, good morning. I didn't reply with an emoji because, like, why would I?
Yeah. Why?
How are we feeling? I called him. He doesn't pick up. I say, call me. He goes, hold up, baby girl. Talking to my man. He's telling me something. I'm like, okay, very dry. 11:58. He responds 1:38. Shit was a long combo. I didn't want to respond. Still doesn't.
What is this play by play? They doing play by play for text? That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
Call you back. Still doesn't call me back. Okay. So then I said, call me. Call me. And they're like, you never call me back. It's so annoying. 2:44. Responds at 8:20. I legit still hasn't called me. You guys. What are you doing? What am I doing right now?
Nothing. You're not responding.
No.
It's done.
No, let's respond something mean.
Oh.
What are we doing right now?
Not you.
We're at it.
It's the fact that it's on like a big television screen. Like is there nothing else to do? Like there's nothing y'all can do besides analyze text. Like what is that? What is that, man? Like, oh God, dating is going to hell in a handbasket for real. Like, come on, man. Like, if you can't recognize that, bro is you just like a like you're on a bus full of like other women. Like, come on now. You can't really like the man ain't called you all day. Yeah, you're just on it. You're on his roster. But you ain't part of the starting five. That's all that means. You on the roster, you ain't part of the starting five. You're a designated bench player or whatever. And that's sad if he's supposed to be your boyfriend and you're supposed to be his girlfriend. A bench player who's your girlfriend. She can't even get a call. That's funny. Man don't call a woman all day. Ooh, Lord. Yeah. That man is player. I see it. I get it. I understand it. Anyways, man, we're moving on from that. Let's see what we got here. Let me see if I can fix this screen real quick. What do we got here? Ooh, that's not what I was expecting it to be. Hold on. That looks crazy right now. Ain't gonna lie. That look crazy from right here. Get this together. Ugh. I almost kind of want to do it. Focus it another way. Well, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now we got, it says, move it down. She stays with a roster. After I just got through talking about a roster, a woman with a roster. Ooh, this is deadly. This is deadly. Somebody will get hurt. Or worse. This is deadly. She got 15 boyfriends. Man, somebody gonna catch some. Lord. If they ain't caught some already, Lord. Ugh. 15? Ugh. Yuck. I'm gonna just say this. If you doing this, like whether you a man or a woman, like this is played, bro. This is played. This is why can't no person who just want a real soulmate, like this is why they can't find nobody, because it's females like this, it's dudes like this playing Nintendo Wii in the dating pool, bro. Like, if you not like trying to find somebody for real that you want to be with, go be with a prostitute. Go be with a gigolo. Like, go do something with yourself. Don't. It's like meals are being prepared, don't ruin the full course meal for somebody else who actually wants that. If you want fast food, go get fast food. Instead of playing games like this. Like, this is crazy. 15. Yuck. Oh man. Copyrighted music, Lord. Copyrighted music. Okay. Let's try this again. I'm going to be married with kids by 25. Me at 29. Okay, I think that's dude number 2. What is that, number 3? Okay, that's number 4. Oh, number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Jesus. 7. That's 8. That's 9. That would be 10. If I'm counting correctly. That's 11. Okay. That's 12. Unless that's somebody. That's 13 right there. I counted 13 unless I miss somebody or something like that. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's nasty. That's truly nasty. And I know the homie Real African Stars is gonna have way more to say on that than I will. But as far as I'm concerned, you might need to go get into a new profession that involves what you got going on like that. You might as well go do a OF or something. Do OF, or you know what I'm saying? Hit them street corners. You feel what I'm saying? Go get on Bissonnet or something, because that's nasty. That's nasty for sure, man. But yeah, I guess salute to her. I don't know what I'm saluting her for, because I mean, she's sharing that cooch with everybody. That's everybody box. That's everybody's box. This remind me of I think, like, y'all, you remember, like, does anybody remember when SZA was it SZA? SZA came out with that song, that song that what's it called? Her man is my man and my man is her man too. I don't know the name of the song, but I have hated that. I used to hate, and hate is a strong word. I used to hate that song just because of the fact that it was like promoting like slutting around. Like, that's what's going on here. Just slutting around. Like, promoting slutting around is just, man. Like, I've heard of people having fun, but like, nah, man. Sleeping with multiple people ain't it, man. That's really not it, bro. For real. But moving on. Moving on from that. What is this? Hold up. So, okay. So, Sean Kingston. What we are in here for, what the banner says right there. We are getting into something that has to do with Sean Kingston. Sean Kingston is, I guess, for lack of a better term, involved in a scheme or some type of fraud or something like that. And it also involves his mom. So we gonna see what this entails. I wish I had like a article I could like read or something to combat this, but let's just see what the video says.
Breaking that down for us, we have more breaking news that we are following for you this noon. Raid at a South Florida mansion. This is a live look from Chopper 6 overhead. Now, the name I'm going to give you here is the person who lives there, and you might recognize his name. Singer/rapper Sean Kingston facing a lawsuit That's now sparking an investigation right here in our backyard.
Our NBC6's Ari Otzer joins us live from Southwest Ranches, where we're learning more about what's going out there. Ari?
Yes, we certainly are, ladies. So Sean Kingston had some hits back in the day, starting in 2007, including one that he did with Justin Bieber, but now he's in big trouble. So he lives at this 15,000 square foot mansion here in Southwest
They got the
Ranches.
helicopters out there, man.
A lot of BSO deputies, they are serving a search warrant at the house. And as we go to the right side of the house, you can see a fleet of luxury cars in the front, a Mercedes, a Bentley, a Ferrari.
Boy, these celebrities, they coming down on these celebrities, man. They pull it. They bringing out the search warrant. They doing that. They pulling the They doing the same thing they did to Diddy to him. Like, I wonder what they recover, man. Because from here, what does it say? It says Sean Kingston's home raided by cops. Mom arrested over alleged failure to pay $150K. Sound system in ongoing scheme. So there's some fraud going on, some type of like scam going on or whatever. But yeah, man, they really coming for these celebrities, man. If you do wrong and you a celebrity, there's hell to pay.
And more. And according to an attorney who filed the lawsuit against Kingston, he has a history of never paying for his things, which is why BSO came knocking today.
Oh, man. Wow. We're going to get past that right there. So apparently, my man is very good at dining and dashing in real life. You know what I'm saying? Dining and dashing, not paying. You know what I'm saying?
There's also about $1 million worth of watches that are in there. There's an $80,000 custom bed that was ordered. This is a organized, systematic fraud. He's got basically a script. He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it. And he lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays. He's 100% a scammer. He's on felony probation right now for trafficking and stolen property. He's got judgments against him for procuring more than $1 billion in watches without paying for them. This is just an ongoing pattern for Sean.
Damn. Well,
and that attorney you just heard from, his name is Dennis Card. He says that his lawsuit against Kingston sparked the BSO investigation. He said a detective called him and said they had noticed his civil lawsuit and they had received other complaints about Kingston from other people with similar issues, with goods being sold and never being paid for. That's why they're there inside now. We'll have to wait and see later if BSO will talk to us and let us know what they found and if Kingston will face any criminal charges after all this is done. We're live in Southwest Ranches.
Man, pulling fraud, bro. The house they raided ain't even his house, man. The cars ain't even his, man. This just proves the theory of Hollywood being smoke and mirrors. That's all it is, man. The Hollywood is smoke and mirrors. Don't be fooled by anything you see on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or anything that you like when you see these celebrities. Stop worshiping celebrities. Plain and simple, stop worshiping them, because a lot of the industry is fake. A lot of this stuff is fake. Like, a lot of it ain't real. You see a rapper with all those racks. It's probably fake money. The jewelry is probably fake. There's probably a website you can go find the jewelry that they got on. You know, it's a lot of it is not real. You got to stop worshiping celebrities. We as a society need to just stop worshiping celebrities and being in like just wanting to insert ourselves in their lives. Because half the time, all of it is fickle. All of it is fake. All of it is fake. People who are together in relationships probably ain't even really together. You know, That's all. That's all this tells me. The thing with Diddy opened up a Pandora's box that's just expanding and expanding and expanding, and I feel like we're going to get to a certain point in time in which we're gonna find out about a celebrity that you would never expect to be doing anything crazy. It's coming. I feel like it's coming. But yeah, man, we're gonna move on from that. Let me see here. Do I want to get into this right here? I'll get to this one last. I'll get to this one last. I'll get to that one last. So I do want to get into so Adam 22 fires all of his employees, cancels all the shows. It's alleged that it's due to financial reasons. So we're gonna be I'm gonna be taking a look at this right quick.
YouTube chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Look at Chick Smooth. Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Grand opening, grand closing. Adam 22 has officially ended about 90% of the No Jumper shows. And yes, the staff and host of those shows are also gone as well. Now, I know some of you guys do not like when I report on Adam 22. Please just bear with me here. Now, it wasn't too long ago when Adam 22 was clowning AD and T-Rail, boasting and bragging about how his numbers and how his channel is doing way better than theirs. I think at one point, Adam probably had about 15 different shows going on the No Jumper channel. He was pretty much giving away shows to any gang member that steps foot into No Jumper offices like it was candy. All you had to do to get hired at No Jumper was claim
was be part of a set.
And Adam would give you a job. He was trying to replicate the formula of AD's previous show at No Jumper. At the end of the day, that was a very highly successful show. Obviously, that ended when AD left No Jumper. But after a year and a half, Adam is officially calling it quits and waving the white flag. Adam took to his social media to announce this news.
It's so funny. After AD and T-Rail and all of the people who were on No Jumper during that time left. When they left, he decides he wants to like change No Jumper up into like this type of vibe where it's more like, politically, spearheading by having, which is the reason that AD and all of them left is because of the doctrine in which what happened. I believe it was the former KKK member that he had brought on the No Jumper, and then there was another. What wasn't it like Richard something? I can't remember his damn name. He had him on there, and then he had another guy on there that is just very. In a sort of way, he really talks a sort of way that's in that realm of just, being alt-right, basically. So having those people on there was like the direction he really wanted to go. And then it wasn't only those two guys that came on there. Then it was that, what is that guy's name? I can't remember his damn name, but it was like he hired like a prankster guy to be part of No Jumper, and that guy was part of another reason why they all left, because he does like racist pranks and all that other stuff. So there's another reason why that would make all of them want to leave, because they don't feel like their rights are being protected as, I hate to say that. I hate to say this, and I'm not being mean by saying this, but them being employees there, there's like a thing where there should be a level of respect for your employees to not have POSs like those come onto your platform when a lot of your platform has to do with African Americans, Hispanic Americans, different ethnicities that are part of your company, that represent your company. And they bring on they are able to bring on those who are the same race as them, or even another POC coming on to the No Jumper. But all in all, it's like their representation, is they're all people of color. So you do a disservice to them as people who work for you and slap them in the face by inviting all these people who are not do I want to say not sharing the same views? I don't know if not sharing the same views, and just are like have that hateful speech in them. And you're okay with them coming onto your show, onto your platform, without even asking your people who work for you, hey, are you okay with this person coming on here? Hey, are you okay with that person coming on here? Are you okay? How would y'all feel if I hired this person? It's supposed to be when you own a company, you're supposed to like take that into regard. You're supposed to like have a level of empathy, if that's the right word.
To the fans, saying there will be no more No Jumper news, no more Monday show, no more Wednesday show, and no more Thursday show. Apparently, Adam had a conversation with his business partner. They looked at the numbers and how much they were paying for each show and figured it just wasn't worth it. Now, Adam also admits that yes, his channel views will decline, but at his age, I believe he's 40 now, he's no longer chasing views. All that stuff does not matter to him anymore.
He's
doing
adult films. I don't really think he gives a damn about No Jumper anymore, man. He does adult films. As long as he's making money off of him and his wife doing whatever they're doing, I don't think he cares about No Jumper. I mean, you should just sell No Jumper to somebody. Give it to somebody who can do something good with it and turn No Jumper into something else besides what it is right now. Like the only person that's even remotely interesting on No Jumper now is Poetic Flacco. And Poetic Flacco is like a machine. He just makes content constantly. Like he's probably the only thing that's even remotely interesting left there. I mean, probably Sharp. Sharp is probably the only other person. I've never really tuned into anything that had to do with Brick Baby, but Poetic Flacco, Sharp, those are probably the only two people I could think of that are remotely even interesting enough to tune into to watch, because they can actually Sharp is more like controversial because all he does is talk to women and yell at them and try to put them in their place. Poetic Flacco is a little bit of a troll, and also he like really does a good job with like journalism and like trying to control the narrative. So those are both pretty interesting people. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to Brick Baby or DW Flame. I've never watched anything that had to do with them, so I can't really speak on them. But yeah.
Platforms like Vlad TV and also Sean Cotton, and he realizes, hey, wait a minute, I don't gotta do 40 shows on one channel. I could just do my regular content and maybe a podcast or two a week. Now, this is what AD was telling everybody that was still working at No Jumper when he left. He told them, bro, Adam could just cut your water off at any minute without consulting you guys, and you guys will be left pretty much jobless. Watching Adam break this news about the No Jumper shows being canceled, all I could think of was that Adam 22 does not have a direction for No Jumper. It's obviously clear he's now trying to purge merge all
He
the
doesn't
gang
care.
member shows. The return he thought he was gonna see with those shows
Doesn't
did not
care.
happen. I think things got way too chaotic over there. I believe Adam 22 gave Spider-Loc a show. You guys know Spider-Loc and Whack 100 do not get along. And let's be honest here, Whack is the only draw over at No Jumper. His
Oh yeah,
show
I
with
forgot about
Adam
Whack
22 is
100.
the only show that does over 100K views on their channel. So this
And
might have all
even more
factored
than
into the
that,
business decision for
even more than that, Whack 100 don't need Adam 22. Whack 100 does just fine doing his Whack 100 show on Clubhouse. Like literally, doesn't even have to be seen on camera. All he need to do is be part of that do that Whack 100 show where he has like that whole Clubhouse set up. He don't even need to be on Adam 22, but I'm sure he's like getting something out of it by positioning himself on the No Jumper platform for maybe not himself, but for like, you know, maybe major upcoming artists. That's probably why he's doing it, because it's a major look on his part as far as like, you know, bringing on some artists you never heard of in California that are up and coming. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Whack 100 is even on No Jumper.
Adam to end all the shows at No Jumper. And we also can't ignore Dejan Paul getting shot at No Jumper. There's a lot of people speculating that maybe the lawsuit Adam is
That's
gonna
probably
have
the
to
reason
pay out
why
to
he
Dejan would end No
cut
Jumper.
everybody.
So this might be Adam trying to cut back on revenue in order to save money. Listen, man, I'm hoping everybody over there lands on their feet. Hopefully Adam pays everybody out to the end of
Right. Hopefully everybody started their own platform. I'm sure out of everybody, Poetic Flacco is the one who will probably be good. I'm pretty sure Adam 22 will keep Poetic Flacco, but other than that, I mean, hopefully everybody else who got fired or, you know, was let go has a platform or a way they are making their money in some form or some way. I feel like if you just look at the first like crop of No Jumper people, like your the people at Biggest Bros, you know, your Yuri, your Pot Lord, what was the House Phone, all those people, they banded together to make their own platform. And then of course you got, you know, Big Munity and Back on Fig, and you know, the offshoots of Back on Fig and Fig Munity with, you know, Mac Wop and Keem and you know, what's his name? Can't think of his name right now. Pun having his offshoots and having the Ace Girls and the Ace Boys and all of that. Let Me Cook. Believe me, I'm tapped in. I know about all of that. Them being able to create their own unit. All of these former people able to create their own universe is just like pretty remarkable. That, you know, hopefully these new set of people who got released are able to like emulate and do the same thing, because it's just terrible to be like taken off of something just abruptly like that. But that's the way life is. You're not supposed to stay somewhere forever. I mean, even if it's just like a little bit, that's just how life is. You're not supposed to stay somewhere forever. You know, jobs, that's how jobs are. You know, the boss or the supervisor can just decide one day, hey, we got to make cuts. We gotta let people go. That's usually how it goes. But I mean, in this case, I think there's more to it than just, hey, I just want to cut back and let people go so I can save money. Has a lot to do with that, but also a lot to do with the incident that happened with Dejan Paul.
Their contract, and hopefully this also inspires them to make their own platforms. This is the unfortunate part of working for someone else on their platform. You guys get in the comments below to what you guys think about Adam canceling most of the No Jumper shows. Post your comments below, subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.
Hey guys, shop with my
Yeah, man. That's like I said, that's very unfortunate for a lot of them. You know, never. You know, hopefully they all land on their feet for real. Gonna move on from that. What we got up here? Let me see, what else do I have? Okay, so this next thing I got up here is woman uses voodoo to stay with her man. Shout out to my 2 cents. I'm not even gonna get into his part of the video, but we're gonna stop at, what was that, 103. So let's just see what's up with this. See what's up with this. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. What the hell is she doing? Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? First of all, what are you doing? This is why you gotta watch who prepares your food. Let's just hold on real quick. I think expand this. Let me see. Let me see real quick. All right. See what's going on here. Okay. Start this over. Oh, nah. And then she gonna hang it up. And then you got the child right there looking at you doing it. Like, I know the baby don't even know what's going on, but like, what? What's the bother? Like, why do? This is why you don't eat spaghetti from a woman. This is why you don't eat spaghetti from a woman. This is why a lot of Southern men don't eat spaghetti from a woman. Cause like, look at that. That's disgusting. Like what are you doing? The nerve. The unmitigated nerve of this woman. The nerve. The nerve. Let me go back real quick. Hold on. The nerve. Look at this sick. And you know the worst part about it is I like spaghetti. I like spaghetti. Why do you have to ruin food? Like what is this? Like why? Like if you don't want to be with the man, just leave. Like you don't gotta do this. This why? Just like why the bother? Why the bother? And then I'm sure she's gonna do something with the spaghetti sauce. Put something in there I will not mention, but I'm sure a lot of men know what that is that she's going to be mixing into the pasta sauce. Like, it's the evil cold world we got out here, man. Evil cold world. Thick, disgusting, vile. Ugh. Yeah. I don't trust I don't trust a lot of. I don't trust almost nobody. Almost nobody making spaghetti. And spaghetti is a staple in the black household. And somebody sitting up there just doing that. Like, what did he do? what did he do to get this woman to like wanna do all of that? Ain't no telling what she got going on in those undergarments. Ain't no telling. And she gonna put that in the spaghetti? And then turn around and kiss her child on the forehead after all of that? I'm sorry, that's a demon. She's a demon. She's a demon. She's a demon. Like that's disgusting. Disgusting. Like, that's all I gotta say, man. Let's move on. Okay, so Terrence Howard has been going viral. Well, has he been going viral? Well, the whole entire he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Terrence Howard has been like deep diving and exploring like physics and chemistry and I believe like what is it? Physics, chemistry, and I believe like mathematics. I feel like that's his new realm. I feel like that's probably the calling he's been putting off because he was being an actor and going through whatever it is he was going through in Hollywood. And I just love the fact that like his true calling is now like coming out as, you know, him getting into like finding what the meaning of equations and chemical, you know, chemicals and everything like that as far as science goes. I love that he's doing that now. And, you know, he's not necessarily focusing on acting as much because I'm sure he's been burned by Hollywood. So we're going to get into this clip right now in which Joe Rogan is sitting there talking to Terrence Howard about the title of the video is "They Had the Flower of Life All Wrong." Before I get into it, I believe there was a clip some time ago of Terrence Howard at like an award show, and he was just talking about figuring out what I don't know if it was the meaning of life or the way he said it right here, the flower of life. But a lot of people thought he was high or whatever. And yeah, so let's just get into it, you know. Let me stop babbling so much.
Platonic solids. Now all of our axioms, all of our postulates have been built off of these things. This is what Euclid went down to Egypt and pulled these things together. Pythagoras worked on them. And these were the undisputed fundamentals of God that he used to build. If you tap onto the flower of life, platonic solids things, it's going to take you to a video. Turn it, you don't have to tap it. But it'll show you the flower of life that they took this from. But you'll see that instead of following the natural curvature of these 64 circles overlapping, they averaged the space where they met. And they invented straight lines.
Why did they do that?
Because they believed that the world was flat. They believed the world was flat at the time. And the church promoted. Pythagorean theorem comes off of this cube, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
So they wanted to use all of these intertwining circles and create straight lines.
Because that's how they thought everything came down to, straight lines. They thought the world was flat. And I was like, oh my goodness, they didn't open the flower properly. So the next one would be the icosahedron.
Now, the flower of life, it's very, very old. The concept is very old. What was the origin of the concept?
It's the oldest symbol known to mankind. It's believed that it was Anki, the brother of Enlil, if you go by the Emerald
Sumerian
tablets.
text.
Yeah, the Sumerian text, that was the one that created mankind. Because if you look at mankind, and there's a point I want to make with it. I want you to stay on the book, go back to go to 134 on the book. And this is what that other gentleman being told me to do. He said, why don't you just take the pieces that make up the flower and put them together based on universal ratios? So if once you're able to pull it up.
164?
Page 134. 134 in the book. So this is the juxtapose of the mistake they made. Yep, just tap right onto that. Yep, just tap on it. Now, this was made by David Johnson, one of our programmers, Argos Fuel. So if you go to the far left and tap on that, I took 4 of those triangles. And wow, and you can scroll around. This is what happens when 4 bubbles meet. This is the negative space where they can't touch each other. This is hydrogen. And as I was saying, electricity is always trying to get to the center of that triangle, but it gets pushed out.
Bro, this is so crazy. It's like a real life Wakanda. Like the knowledge and studying that is being displayed here is just like, you can really tell that he's like very passionate about this, you know? I haven't really sat there and watched the interview, but the interview has like 6 million views. That's like an equivalent to like watching a new music video or something like that, or a new Mr. Beast video or something. It's just cool to see that people are like interested enough to watch what's going on as far as like his new trapdoor of a passion. And I don't mean that in like in the slightest of like it being a shot or anything like that. I mean, like, it's cool to see him. You know, he's like another Neil Tyson deGrasse, you know, the way he's explaining stuff.
And now you see it has 4 contractive poles, which is the electric poles. Just go around it from like horizontally, yeah. It has 4 contractive poles because electricity is seeking a higher pressure condition and forcing it in, where magnetism is seeking a lower pressure condition and spun out. So the vortices, those tips, that's the magnetic field. That's where they begin. But it has an equal attractor and an equal amount of repulsion. So if you go to what happens when 8 bubbles meet, they gave me the patents to that. I call that the tetryon.
So this is the negative space in between 8 bubbles.
8 bubbles. This is a negative space where 8 bubbles meet, and you can scroll around.
And this is ignored when they're concentrating on straight lines.
Completely, because this, if you look from the top, I haven't violated anything. It fits perfectly inside of there. But this is a negative space where 8 bubbles meet, but you'll notice it has 8 contractive poles, but it only has 6 magnetic poles, 6 vortices, so it has a greater electrical potential than a repulsion. So maybe this is the strong nuclear force, and the previous one was the weak nuclear force. So I was like, okay, I called this the Huntian after my son. So I was like, what happens when 6 bubbles meet? If you'll go to the one right in the center. Now you see that it has these huge bubbles, fast moving, but there's 6 strong spheres that's going around this, but the greater attractor has grabbed the 2 weaker attractors. And this looks just like a photon, and guess what? It has 30 poles. What is the speed of light? 299,752,400 something. They rounded off to 300 million kilometers per second squared. But if you look at it from the top, you'll see that I haven't violated anything. This looks like what happens in nature. So I was like, okay, so they gave me the patents to this, but you'll see that there's 6 unaccounted electrical poles to it. So I was like, what happens when 12 bubbles meet if you go to the one right next to it?
I just have this premonition in my mind that they're going to mess with him. They're going to mess with him for all the things that he's like, took the time to like research. They're going to mess with him. It always happens. It always happens when somebody is not using their talents to like distract people, and they're using their talent, they're using their minds to alert people and keep people aware and brandish some type of positivity. People like that always get messed with. So I feel in my spirit that Terrence Howard is going to get messed with, because it's a famous black man who doesn't really care about doing what got him to stardom and fame and everything like that. And now he wants to focus on the science world. Come on now. They're going to mess with him. I have a very strange, just horrible feeling that they're going to mess with him, because he wants to start like breaking things down about certain things that have been a certain way in chemistry and science and everything that is connected to that. So you just watch. Just watch. If they're not already messing with him for what he's like has a patent for, or however many companies that are like trying to stop him from doing whatever he's doing right now. I have a strange feeling.
Another stable structure that we basically see in nature, but there's 4 unaccounted electrical poles to it. 4 spin around it. You can count those 4. You'll see 1 at the bottom and 3 on those sides. This is the basis of crystallization, laws of crystallization that forms. And you can go to the last one. I was like, what happens when 24 bubbles meet? This is a negative space. If you pull to a horizontal on it, this is a negative space where 24 bubbles meet. This is where you cannot distinguish this from the background, because all of the electrical potential has been accounted for. This would be the Bose-Einstein condensate, where something becomes indistinguishable from the fabric of space itself, the final state of matter. And the proof of this, the platonic solids, they have a thing called discrete symmetry. You can put the cubes together, maybe you can put the dodecahedrons together, but you can't put all of them together. But you can take the wave conjugations right here, and they form supersymmetrical systems.
That was a really good video, man. Really, really, really good video about, just everything that has to do with the speed of light and the geometrics and laws of physics and all of those things just combined together to bring good like explanation, because I believe from what he said, it feels like things have not been correctly demonstrated or been discovered for a very long time within the science world and maybe even the mathematical world. So I mean, that's pretty dope. Shout out to Terrence Howard for for what he's doing. You're making a lot of people aware of just thinking more as far as that interview. And I'm sure once I get a chance to like actually watch that entire interview, and I know he's not just talking about geometry and science and breaking down the laws of physics and everything like that. I'm sure he's getting into his own like actual career. And it's gonna be cool to watch that. So I'm gonna move on from that. Let's see here. No, it's something else. See what else do we got? Okay. I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to do this. Do I make this my last one? Let me see here. You know what? Forget it. This will be my last one. So I was gonna take a look at like this other Joe Rogan video, but I think I'll let that one breathe. So I'm going to be taking a look at P. Diddy's bodyguard, his interview with Pierce Morgan. The title of the video is "He's a King Manipulator." So obviously, in the midst of Diddy already being a menace to society to some people, or a majority of the public, his former bodyguard decided to sit down with the opportunist Pierce Morgan, and I'm gonna get into it and just react to it.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
Was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim, or his kid's mother.
There have also been allegations involving him and other men in terms of abuse.
It's been times that I would stand by the elevator, or I would go downstairs and say, why is this guy rushing me out? And I would see different men. I've never seen what they did, but I've actually stood there while they knocked on the hotel room door. When you go through life just paying your way out, I really feel like he might be sorry now. He's sorry that he got caught. But if that was a one-time incident, then I would say accept his apology.
It's been another shocking couple of days for the embattled superstar Sean Diddy Combs. The 54-year-old's
My
home
whole
in Los
thing
Angeles
is
and
like-
Miami were raided by Homeland Security agents in March.
My whole thing is like, why you wait?
Serious allegations of physical and
Why'd you
sexual
wait so
violence.
long?
Leaked CCTV footage shows Diddy punching and kicking his then girlfriend,
Yeah.
Cassie, in a hotel hallway back in 2016. Diddy apologized.
I wish I would have known that was that he was gonna like show that. I would have like blocked it out. But yeah. Good thing I have it on like the video like progressing a little faster so it could like go through it a little quickly,
To the
because
mounting allegations now threatening his legacy and his career.
So difficult to reflect on the darkest times.
this was a
in
dumb
life.
apology.
Sometimes you got to do that.
What was the point of even doing an
I was
apology,
fucked
bro?
up. I mean, I hit rock bottom.
Why?
But I make no excuses.
Your lawyer is probably punching the air right now. Like, what are you doing? Why are you apologizing? You did it. You're caught. Ain't no use even making an apology video. The video's out. Like, bro, there's a video out there. This is probably the dumbest thing you could have did. Seriously. The best thing you could have did was like just be quiet about it. Like, just be quiet. You already got a bunch of lawsuits against you. Last thing you need to be doing is getting on your phone and recording something so you can be judged more. Just take whatever it is that is owed to you for all of the things that you have allegedly did, and just take your licks, take your wound, like take your licks, bro.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Oh, you're disgusted you got caught.
Help. I had to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab.
Okay, what does that mean?
Had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
You know, out of all the people to do something like this, I would expect this from like a young person. I would expect a young person to be caught doing something and then come on using their, getting on Instagram or Twitter or whatever and apologizing because, they love to, this generation loves to find stuff and cancel people for things that like, that are not acceptable, of course, or something that was like flown under the radar in a certain time period, and now like they're able to go back and just dig stuff up and just say, hey, you were doing this, so now we think you're this, we're calling you this, you're canceled. I mean, I believe Dave Chappelle made a joke about something like that where, yeah, like y'all as a public are trash. Like y'all as a community of people are trash because y'all will go and dig up something about y'all's favorite actor, your favorite actress. Don't let it be a comedian saying a joke that you don't like. Don't let it be a comedian and you go back and you find a joke that comedian that you like said and like, oh yeah, he said this joke. Like, that's why it's so hard to be an entertainer, because they will go back. But I mean, in this case, this is different because as it was previously stated in another podcast, there were so many rumors about Diddy for years and years and years and years by different people. And it's like only now are we starting to see the evisceration of this man through video, through more than likely there'll probably be pictures coming out and so on and so forth, just based off of like whatever they have been able to dig up from raiding his home and see, being able to confiscate things that have been all but hidden because of legal reasons, because of freak nasty reasons, whatever.
I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Well, joining me now is Roger Bonds, who was Sean Combs' head of security from 2003 to 2012. Mr. Bonds, thank you very much indeed for joining me. First of all, your reaction when you saw that video?
My reaction was, he's up to the same games. My reaction was, he never mentioned Cassie's name in that apology. So to me, he didn't humble himself enough. I think he said what people wanted to hear, not what he felt. That was just my opinion about it.
The actual level of violence has been very shocking to people. To watch any man do that to a woman, particularly a very high-profile man doing it in such brazen public
I keep
manner,
showing the video, like, bro,
a place like that was even more shocking. That he had no compulsion about doing this where there may be cameras. But was that indicative of?
Hold on, man. Like them replaying the video over and over. Like you're messing up you're messing up me streaming because do you see what I mean? Like if I were to show this video on my stream or put it in a video or something like that, YouTube would block it. But since it's I guess because he's a reporter, since he's a reporter, it's okay for him to do it. But if I do it, it's a violation. Like how?
Did he
showing this video
towards women?
In my light, I would say
yes.
My
gosh,
light,
bro!
I would say yes. It didn't surprise me when I saw it.
The first time I seen this video, I didn't really pay attention that much. The only thing I paid attention to is the part where she was getting dragged by him. That was the only thing where I was like, man, that's craziness. Like she was getting drugged, and I'm like, man, the fact that nobody could come and save her from something like that right there. I think that's the most heinous part of this whole entire video, is that nobody came to her rescue. She just got drugged back to the room. It's so crazy.
Things to this nature before. I've gotten in between things of this nature before. And this was back in 2012. So that's why I was so adamant on what I said.
Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing when you left in 2012? Why you didn't take the why you ain't doing what Gene Deal has been doing all this time? Why you ain't been sitting on somebody's couch with a camera in your face up until now, saying exactly how you feel, describing exactly in detail what went on while you were bodyguarding for that man? Why now? Why is it when everything is so a hot button issue about him. Like you should have did it when it wasn't popular, like Gene did.
Said yesterday after he posted that apology, because it comes a time where it's like you can't just say anything you want to say and think that people gonna accept it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a God syndrome. You know, the same way that he's been in a lot of trouble before, and you can pay him.
If Gene Deal has been able to explain the Biggie story, and his story has never changed about when he was bodyguarding for Diddy and Bad Boy and Biggie. And his story has never changed about that. And his story has never changed about how big, like describing how Biggie got unalived that night. And his story has never changed about after that night. His story has never changed about I don't even know if he was with Diddy during the shooting in the nightclub, but I mean, I'm sure he has told a story about that, and I'm sure the story has never changed. He's described so many instances about being around this man that in a lot of instances, a lot of his stories have never changed. Even though she says a lot of things about a lot of people, Jaguar Wright has said things about Diddy, and one might say she's how she is, but in another instance, she hasn't really been lying. So I mean, why is like once again I go back, I pose the question, and I pose like why now? Why now? What would warrant this now? One might want to ask, yeah.
Way out, he knew those cameras was there, but of course, as we heard, he came back to the hotel and he paid to get the footage.
Of course he did.
But didn't know, which Cassie said inside her complaint, that they gave her a copy of the footage also. You know what I'm saying? So when you go through life just paying your way out, I really feel like he wasn't sorry about that. Yeah, he might be sorry.
Money don't
sorry that he got caught. But
money don't change. Money don't help everything.
Then I would say accept his apology. But I think in that apology, he said what he thought people wanted to hear.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
Jesus Christ!
Sadly, no longer with us. But what did you see him do?
I've seen him get physical. I've seen him get really physical, grab him up. It was one time that Cassie mentioned inside her lawsuit where she said she had to go over to the London hotel. I was the one that was checking on her every day at the London hotel. You know what I'm saying? So I know that to be true. I seen him get into some wrestling and punching matches. And sometimes I felt like, what are you mad at? What are you upset about? Because it's a deeper anger when you hitting and punching a woman in that type of manner. And it's okay. It's understood if you have a problem with one woman and you seek things. But when you have a problem with every woman that you're dealing with, then I think that.
No, I wonder myself, like, what was his home life like? What was his upbringing like? Because if you have a history of like putting your hands on women, I'd like to like wonder like where does that behavior start? Like what did you grow up? Who did you grow up watching put their hands on a woman and just decided that you would like emulate that? Like where does that even start? Is that a thing of like you being in the right mind state, or how do I say it? A heightened mindset in which, you are inebriated, something something else is involved that allows you to become this different character, this different person when you're off of something and you're around a woman, or maybe it's just an ego thing. Your ego takes over and your ego turns you into this monster who decides it's okay to put your hands on a woman, allegedly. I wonder where it comes from. I wonder what the origin, what the root is of him, because this is not something that just comes from out of nowhere. This has to be learned from someone else. You're learning by design. You're following what you see in a certain setting. So
The problem is inside of you.
What did you see him do with Kim Porter?
I seen him inside the car, grab her up. I seen him smack her,
Mm.
And one thing about Kim is Kim got to the point where she fought back
Mm.
because she realized how powerful she was. It was one incident on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel where I just seen the car rocking back and forth. Of course he put everybody out the car, but I seen the car shaking. So I opened the door. I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You see where we at and what are you doing?" And Kim got out the car like nothing happened. And she fixed her hair and she told him, she said, "I want to see you explain to the media that scratch I'm going to put across your face if you put your hands on me again."
Wow.
And that was Kim's attitude. Kim's attitude was she realized that what he had to explain meant more to him than anything. And once she realized she had that power, she said, "Nah, not no more. Because you're going to have to explain why you all marked up."
The incident you alluded to in the lawsuit was in January 2009. After Diddy learned that she had spoken to another music manager at a party, he became angry. It says in the car leaving the club, he beat Cassie, Miss Ventura, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face, and that you tried to stop the beating, but were unable to de-escalate the situation. Is that an accurate assessment of what happened?
I wouldn't say it was accurate because I did stop it. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a club. It was in front of a Black Tie Affair, actually. And they came out of the Black Tie Affair on Sunset Boulevard. And she was talking to a manager, and I was standing there. And then he just came out and went crazy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand why, but I knew that we was on Sunset Boulevard. And I grabbed him and I said, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, what did she do?" And she just ran on the side of the car and she bent down and he took off from me and he commenced to hitting her. And I pulled him off of her and I threw him in the car. And then I grabbed her and I threw her in the car. And they continued to fight for about another block or two. And then he sat there and he just shook his head. He just shook his head and said, "Take me home." Once we got her home, he then had his assistant get a hotel room at the London Hotel. And they took her over to the London Hotel for a week. And my job was to just go check on her.
Look at the way he's looking at her. Yo, that looks scary, bro. Look at the way he's looking at her in the photo. Like, you can tell, just, bruh, something ain't right. You can just tell something ain't right here. If you go look up a picture of Cassie and Diddy, I just seen a photo earlier when I was on Google where they were at like some gala or something, or it could be a film festival or whatever it is. And Cassie's face is just like, it gives like this narration of like, "Help me. Like, I'm not happy. Help me." It like the way Diddy is looking at Cassie, it's just like, it's giving like this controlling look. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like, yeah, I don't know, bro. It gives this vibe. It like just gives this weird vibe.
Showed me some bruises on her chest, and she showed me her eye, and she just started crying.
There are other parts of her lawsuit, which I want to just go through quickly with you to see whether you would concur with what she claims, that Diddy urged and supplied her to take drugs. Did you witness that?
Well, yeah, I definitely witnessed that.
It's Hollywood. What else is going on?
Regular thing there.
That's what they
for
do.
both of them. And I didn't have no idea that he was
A
forcing
lot of people in Hollywood do. That's
that
what
was
they
the
do.
things that they would do. You know what I'm
Is it
saying?
really a
Party,
shock? Is it
and
really
they
a
would go to the
surprise? It's
hotel
the
for the
entertainment
weekend.
industry. A lot
They
of
would
that be
have,
going
I
on.
guess, what they was calling the freak offs, I guess. But
And just to be clear on that, sorry, just to be, I was asking about the freak offs are where it is alleged, and she alleges that Diddy forced her to have sex with other men as he filmed it. That is what a freak off is. Is that right?
yes, that's what they say it is.
And do you believe that was happening regularly?
Yes, I believe that.
He was there.
Do you believe, as she says, that she
He was there
she
for a
not
lot of
really
it.
participant in that he was manipulating the whole thing?
When I look back, he's a king manipulator. He can manipulate anything and anyone. Money and power is what he's all about. You know, having conversations with him throughout the years, he has a God syndrome. So I definitely believe at the age of 19, seeking fame, wanting to be a singer, I think she allowed herself to be manipulated and be taken advantage of. Definitely.
I mean, it's a regular. It's like taking advantage of young artists. That's a regular thing in the music business, in the music industry. Like look at NSYNC, look at the Backstreet Boys, look at bro, look at what's another group that got like look at Raven and the Chi Girl, 3LW, the Pussycat Dolls. Like look at all these artists and how they got like abused, how they got manipulated, like how they got taken advantage of because they know nothing about the industry. They don't take cues from other groups, other artists that have been like signed to 360 deals, signed to terrible contracts where, you know, the manager is doing too much, or the record company is trying to control everything. Like that's the way of the industry. That's what they do. I'm not shocked at all.
What kind of person is he, Diddy? I mean, just from what you're saying at the moment, he comes across as a pretty unpleasant piece of work.
He's an arrogant person. He's a no nonsense person. If he wants it, he feels that he can get it. You know, if he wants it, he feels that he can pay for it. If he wants it, you can't tell him no. And I think at that particular time, she was 19 years old. We talking about a child. You know, at 19, going against someone I think at that time was 38, 39, very strong, very powerful in the music business. And he took advantage of that. And he knew how to take advantage of that.
How did it make you feel? I mean, you've already slightly alluded to this, but how did it make you feel? You're a security man. Your job is to protect people. When you watched a man who's a strong man, like Diddy, physically attacking women in the way that he did, what did that make you feel?
I mean, it made me feel, one, like he was he was wrong. I knew he was wrong. If it happened on my watch, I would get in between it, but I felt powerless because I couldn't get in between it if I wasn't there. I couldn't get in between it if you stay. And we've had conversations, you know, me and Cassie had conversations, me and Kim had conversations, and Kim was basically telling me, she said, Bonds, I got 4 of them. She said, I allow these things to happen as far as him messing around with girls and stuff like that. And she said, when I get tired of it, he's going to know. And Cassie, you got to a point where it's like you're talking to your daughter. And I'm giving her advice, but Cassie was so scared that the advice that you would give her, she would go back and tell him.
Oh my God.
And that would make you not want to talk to her or give her advice.
So what's the point of even giving her advice?
Because she would go back and tell him, maybe when she
Stockholm
got high
syndrome.
and he was alone.
Yeah,
Next thing
Stockholm
you know,
syndrome.
he would call you over the speaker and tell you to, yo, come to my room, come to my room. Why are you talking to my girl? Why are you talking to my girl?
Why are you giving her advice?
A lot of people say, why did you stay? And I tell people, you know, me myself, I was
the money
also manipulated.
Hello.
You know, he would also apologize to me, like, yo, I don't know what's wrong with me. Yo, that's not gonna happen again. You know what I'm saying?
Money talks, bro.
You know,
that's why he stayed.
Everything going all right for the next couple of weeks, for the next month or two, and then all of a sudden you would see him blow up again over something. Maybe she didn't.
You know, for the right price, a person will accept a person's flaws and, you know, ill-fated damages in that person's character for an amount of money. I mean, I'm sure he was getting paid handsomely. That's probably why he stayed, and that's probably why he tolerated a lot of things, because of the amount of cash he was being paid. I'm sure whatever he was paying him, it was very, very, very good. You know, regardless of the human being that is being portrayed right now. I mean, money, you know, amount of money, I can turn and look the other way.
Didn't want to go out. Maybe she didn't want to do something, and he would totally lose it. And it's been times that we even had conversations like, yo, why? What's wrong? And he'd get to the point where he would act like he was mad at you about it, so you would stop conversating about it. You know, he had ways to tell you, okay, enough is enough. Don't get in my business. And it made me feel like a helpless person, but at the same time, if I stay, I felt like I could help. But if I leave, who's gonna help her? It was plenty of people there. Why did she say my name? Because everybody else would turn a blind eye to it.
There is a suggestion.
And that's one of the reasons that I stayed.
Right. There's a suggestion, Roger, that he would keep tapes of celebrities in his homes when they were taking drugs or having sex, whatever it may be, to be able to use against them later. Did you ever see any evidence of that?
No, not at that time. In 2012, I never seen no evidence. He did keep a video bag with him, or his assistant kept a video bag with him. And
There's videos.
From the things that's been going on now and the things that's been revealed, I would say allegedly that video bag was of the things that they did together. But he always had a video bag with him. At that time, it was one of the little camcorders. And he always kept like the videotapes and the cassette tapes there with him.
There have also been allegations involving him and other men in terms of abuse and so on. What do you know about that?
I don't know nothing about that. I've never been in there. You know, when they would do those type of things, we would have the day off. He might go to the hotel.
You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You know something. You know you know something. There's no way you would get in this interview, be talking all that stuff, and then there's talking about I don't know nothing about that. I was off and all of that was happening. Come on, man. Well, brother, you look the other way, man. You look the other way. Come on now. Come on now. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Tell the truth, bro.
And he'd be like, yo, I'm going to stay in the hotel for the weekend. Y'all off for the weekend. And kind of rush you out. But me being the person that I am, it's been times that I would stand by the elevator, or I would go downstairs and say, why is this guy rushing me out? Why is this guy rushing? And I would see different men. I've never seen what they did, but I've actually stood there while they knocked on the hotel room door and went inside. What went on behind there, I can't tell you.
When did you last talk to Diddy?
I talked to Diddy when this first happened, the day before Cassie dropped the lawsuit. I spoke to him.
And what was that conversation like?
That conversation was about my son, who's in trouble in Africa, and I asked him for some help. And he said, I don't have it right now. I'm going through something. He said, but I may need your help. And at this particular time, I didn't know that I was inside of the lawsuit. So when he said he might need my help, I was working with Ciroc and De Leon with Diageo. So I thought because he had the lawsuit against them that he was getting ready to settle and he needed some help pushing the vodka or pushing the tequila. It wasn't until that next morning when I got a whole bunch of DMs and they said, you and Cassie lawsuit. And I said, for what? And then I read the lawsuit and I said to myself, I said, oh, this is what he was telling me that he needed some help with. He wanted me to be one of his witnesses and say that they had a regular relationship. This was just a normal thing. And then some days they did. They had a great relationship. You know what I'm saying? But it was this dark side of him that he was trying to hide and that he wanted me to say didn't exist. And I can't say that it didn't exist if it did exist.
His video apology, as you say, didn't even mention Cassie by name. If looking at him, it feels like he may now be aware of the scale of the trouble he's in, not least to his reputation. I think everyone who watched that video was completely shocked. Do you think this is the beginning of the end of him?
It's so hard to count him out, and it's so hard to say it's the end when people are so forgiving. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I think from the apology, you can tell that I feel from the apology, just like I voiced yesterday, that it was a self-centered.
I just think he has enough money to make this all go away. There's enough money to make it all go away. He's not necessarily out of it. He's not out of the game thus far. Oh yeah, this may cancel him, whatever, however you want to look at it. But I think Diddy has enough money to make this type of thing just go away completely. There's no coming back from this at all. I don't feel like this is out here. This is out here for the internet on display, and that video of him, you know, or at least the video that looks like him allegedly, will be replicated and etched in internet for time and time and time and time and time to come. So there's no coming back from it. There's no coming back from it. There's no coming back from the multitude of lawsuits that are accusing him of various things. I don't think there's anything that could make anybody sway from like knowing about that about him and the amount of like rumors attached to him. You know, the crazy thing about the internet is that a bunch of people associated with him have just been coming out like cockroaches that like scatter in a kitchen when the light comes on. It's just been a lot, you know. And this is just the latest as far as, you know, who he is outside of what you see on camera or whatever. So
apology. I didn't see no tears. You know what I'm saying? I just seen something that people would feel that had to be done. And I think that's what I didn't feel the remorse. You know, I'm not one to say whether he was or whether he wasn't, but saying that you went to get help, where's the proof that you went to get help? Why you didn't say his name? Why you didn't say her name at this particular time? And then I found it funny that this was 2016. So in my mind, I felt like it was the beginning of an end, because I do really feel like other people are going to come forward. Because if the incident that I'm telling you about was 2012, and then this incident was 2016, that means between 2012 and 2016 that this woman still went through these beatings all the way up, I guess, until she left in 2018. So I feel like there's going to be other people that come forward.
Well, also, you have also told me that you saw him do similar beatings with Kim Porter, who sadly died, obviously in her 40s, was the mother of his 3 children. But that in itself is indicative of a pattern of physical violence towards women.
Yes, very much so.
Roger Bonds, it's been fascinating to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And I hope that we get to the bottom of this. And I hope that every woman out there sees this, steps forward for help. And that's all I can say, Pat.
Final question. Do you think he belongs in prison?
No, I don't think he belongs in prison. I think he needs help. I think rehabilitation is a start, but I think admitting that you need help and stop covering it up saying that this was
asking do you think he needs help?
You got to be real with yourself.
What do you think, Piers Morgan? What do you think needs to happen?
This is a pattern of what I've been doing all my life, and now I need help.
He needs to just fall back completely. Like, he just needs to fall back completely as a person, like as who he is. He just needs to like bow out. Just like I said, nothing can change the fact that this has happened and this is out in the public, out in the open. His name will never ring the bells that it rang in the past as of in modern time. And I just feel like that needs to be present more than anything in this world, because, you know, like this world is different. World is different. Things are there are things that were never supposed to come out and were kept under wraps and just continuously suppressed for years and years and years. And and time periods and decades and things like that. And it's just telling to see that it's all coming out. This truly is the year of things coming out, being exposed for the world to see. And yeah, I think like I said, I think he can I think just because of who he is and the amount of money he has, I think he can like do something that can make all of it go away, as I said. But the deeper smudge on his reputation is the fact that it's there. There's no way to reverse Uno. There's no way to rewind like it never happened. You know, there's no way to erase that out of the internet, because the internet is a thing where you can do something, but that's something that is from your past won't go away. They'll just keep bringing it up. Like the Chris Rock being slapped by Will Smith will continue to be brought up for 5 years, 10 years, and years to come after that. Chris Rock will probably be an old man and they'll still be replaying that video. Will Smith will be an old man. They'll be replaying that video of him slapping Chris Rock. So that's just the way it is, man. Yeah, this is where I stop. Hopefully y'all been rocking with me all this time. But if you haven't, it's all right. Make sure you go back and replay the live. Follow all of my social media accounts, and y'all take it easy. That's all I got for you. Salute to y'all.